Alright, hey everybody, how's it going? We are back here. We are streaming some new stuff here. And this is Lawn Mowing Simulator. It is out now on PlayStation, PS5, PS4. It's a PlayStation Plus discount. I think it's 20% off, so about 15 or 16 bucks. I think it's 16 bucks on sale. I grabbed that because I wanted to have a version that I could stream, because the last time I tried to stream it was when the PC version came out, and it did not like OBS at all, which is the program I use to stream. It just would not work well with it no matter what options. It might run better now because the game has been out for a while on PC, so it's probably running a bit better. I don't know, but you know what? We got this here. I got my company. You can see the name in the top right corner, Bushwhackers. I was trying to figure a clever name and couldn't come up with one, so I used a wrestling tag team name that I remembered. But yeah, we have a sticker here. So this game is set in the UK, so that's why my money is in pounds there, I think. I think it's the unit there. So that's the thing there, but I do have options set up to do speed and length units in Imperial, because we're in America. But yeah, either way, we got a job here. I've done a couple of gigs so far. This is our first driver here, first worker. Do not have the money for any real upgrades yet. These are all huge upgrades for, I guess I could have 3 vehicles stored and all that. I don't know if the jobs get more complex, but I know there's DLC for this game. I don't know. But we can take loans, I guess. My reputation is not high enough to get any of these. This would only be like, 50,000. Those HQs are 150 or more, or 50,000 or more. So let's just get some jobs here. I guess needs 99.5% cut, which I think is about the same for most of them. But we'll just say these are. If I want to do edging, I could do it with this. It doesn't really matter. Let's see. Yeah, we get a bit of time, but yeah, I believe you get to the point where you can hire more employees and send them out to do jobs, maybe? Or you just deal with them yourselves. Okay, I've done this one, so we need to run. So we have 4 objects here. Of course, you leave your rusted clippers out here. Trucks driving by. Trying to see if I can find all these items. I remember this being a big pain in the PC version on this particular map because it didn't seem. There's a tennis ball. I've been hitting L1 to run, even though it says R1, it still runs, so that's fine with me. Oh yeah. Was that what? There's one more thing. There it is. We did it. We gotta drive through there. Alright, so wait. There we go. I have the audio down for the engine. Yeah, so it shouldn't be super loud here, but let me know if I need to make any adjustments. I can turn on the throttle, get going. I do have like a little basket here for grass clippings, and if I happen to get close to filling up, I can run it through here and back up to that. I need to get my camera set up. Luckily this has a very hands-off camera. Alright, so we're gonna basically work on one half of this area. and then move over to the other. I need to get my camera set up. Turn on. I turn it down because I'm here to mow, but I'm not here to listen to the mower. Alright, this is about where I like to have it. Oh, I did not pay attention. 2 1/8 to 2.5. So I need to lower 2 1/8 to 2.5. This is about the only one I can do. That's 3/4. Yeah. This is the only height. What? Okay, no. So I want to kind of get the edging right here. .5 leaves you with a good bit of leeway. We're not catching every little thing. We're going to try to avoid cutting flowers, but that'll be a bit tough. Yeah, you kind of want to go slow in these opening areas here. If I really cared about the edging, if they really required me to get that down, I'd probably go back and get the weed whacker there. I wonder if they have a different name for the weed whacker in the UK. Or if there's a professional name for it. Alright, we're doing pretty well here. Yeah, this works well on the controller. You know, you got your left trigger, right trigger for braking and speeding. Alright, we're good there. My blade is definitely taking some beatings here, so you can't really see it with the chair there, but I can turn the webcam for a second. It just shows me meters for the conditions of the different parts of the mower. Mostly it's not a big deal, because when we go to repair, it costs a couple of pounds each. It's nothing significant. As I say, rubbing is racing. Same with mowing. If you ain't getting your mower a little dirty, you ain't mowing. I guess what they say. I don't know. I've mowed lawns before, but not in a while. I don't have a place with a lawn, so you know, that ain't my problem. I do like having the mower noises down, the engine and all that. So the ambient sort of bird chirps and all that are super loud in comparison. There we go. I could be going full speed if I wanted to. You have to be careful at times with full speed because you can damage the ground. And you will get penalized for that, but usually nothing... Again, nothing too bad. You'll see when we get to the end, any sort of penalties we get are going to be fairly minor. We're almost to 15% already. It's pretty good for 5 minutes in. It'd be fun if they had like co-op in this so you could have 2 mowers going at once. I want to guess they don't, but I've seen landscaping companies that have the big standing mowers It'd be funny to see that kind of going around here. If you had to do some like retail contracts, that very well might it be in this game. They are going a bit more fantastical with their DLC. There's one with like British historical landmarks kind of DLC thing, and the other one is, hey, what if you had to go mow a Jurassic Park type of establishment? You know, imagine that. I think the dinosaurs are real, but I don't think they have any sort of sophisticated AI for them to attack you or not. I think they just stand around. Might be obstacles for you to avoid. Alright, almost at, yeah, we're at 20%. Making good progress here. Theoretically, when we get done with this half, we should be about 50% done. But it might be an off-center thing, so I don't know. This half might be over 50% of the acreage here. I don't know. But yeah, this has been a busy week for me, work-wise. Weather-wise, it's just been a whole taste of everything, I guess. It was nice on Wednesday. Yeah, it was Wednesday, where it was in the 30s in the morning, but by the afternoon it was almost 70. So temps almost doubled, which was it's a normalish thing in Ohio, because if it's going to be cold at night, it's going to be cold, you know. But in that temps rise that much, then yeah, yesterday, like, high was in the low 60s, so it was very windy, so it did not feel anywhere close to being warm or anything, so that was a fun bit there. And today it was just in the 40s, it was snowing, nothing. It's kind of snow that was very light, so it just blew around a bunch. So that was kind of fun to see the chaos of that kind of snow. But yeah, tomorrow I think it's supposed to be in the 50s, so it's going to be a pretty decent weather weekend here. But I like when people are like belly aching, oh, it was nice 2 days ago. It's, you know, winter doesn't just end around here in Ohio. It's a process. I don't like trying to get super precious around these corners. You can tell I'm definitely using an analog stick because I get these weird like hex looking edges. I'm probably also cutting off some of these corners. As far as grass, like if I stop, I can have it highlight the grass that's not cut. So this corner I'm doing pretty well on. The ones over there are probably not super great. So, you know, just kind of how it goes. Yeah, I played a decent bit of Lawn Mowing Simulator on PC and a little bit more on Xbox, because that was sort of something that was chill that I could play on my Series S, and I haven't started on my X, which I have now, so that's the whole thing there. Yeah, see, I'm like not getting all this here, so I need to get that. I really don't have to be that particular, because that last 0.5% is not going to be a big deal. The last yard I did, I literally had a patch left as like the last of the what was the majority of what was left. Uh, Anything else was just edging, and that's I did most of the that patch, and it was like, oh, you're good to go. And I just stopped and left. I'm pretty sure that would be considered a bad job if you're actually mowing somebody's lawn. They generally aren't like, oh, you only need to get like 99.5% done. He probably tolerates a little bit of, you know, edging issues or whatever, but there was just a fat patch in the middle of your yard. It's like, oh, it was 99.5 right before that, so we didn't have to finish. You'd probably think they were just screwing around, trying to screw you over. Oh boy. Yeah, I love seeing these kind of games getting on the consoles. They are well worth having on consoles. Especially because, like I said, my PC version was having performance issues at launch. It's probably better now. I haven't started in a little while. But them announcing this kind of out of nowhere was nice to see. As on discounts, $16 for this, and according to some of the trophies, they have a bunch of content in this game. I do wish there was maybe some part of this was about also getting good lines for the finished product, but I don't think it necessarily does a great job with that stuff. To have that be like a thing that you would potentially focus on, but who knows? But yeah, this is on a PS5, so load times will be pretty nice. It runs pretty solid from what I've played so far, so that's nice. Alright, yeah, we're gonna have to go around that here pretty soon. I'm gonna have to deal with this whole section here, so I cut off the last bit. Yeah, it'd be nice if there's like an aspect of it, presentation being important. But I also don't know how you would necessarily do that. This has always been the way that I've mowed lawns at like my parents' house. You know, you just kind of follow in. Not read any like guides for the way that people do that stuff in real life. You know, the way the baseball fields and such are done, which they're done in generally pretty simple patterns, so they don't have, you know, oddly shaped lawns like this. And they probably also have specific types of mowers that are designed to be able to do that kind of stuff. Yeah, so this is an uneven yard. As you can see, we're over 50% done. We're still in the first half of this. Alright, so I should probably do a little bit of just going around here. And we don't have to worry about running into this constantly. I'm going to try and get out of this job without running over any flowers, but we'll see. Alright, now I did that. I should just finish off this bit. Okay, it is just this little bit. Sometimes it can be hard to tell what the the pieces you've missed look like. Alright, here we go. Yeah, we're gonna probably be like 55% when we're done with this little chunk here. Even more than that. Oh, jeez, I missed that little chunk there. Yeah, we're gonna be at like 56% when we're done with this. Tell I'm really good at estimating percentages. Yeah, we're maybe gonna hit. We're not gonna hit 57. I don't think so. Yeah, there's some of these corners I'm messing up on. It's gonna maybe 56 and a half. It's pretty good. Alright, I don't think we have anything major we've missed on this side. Yeah, it's just some small edges here and there. We're not gonna worry about it. Alright, on to the other half. Edges here. I don't know that you can damage these bushes, so that's maybe a nice thing, but I could be wrong. I've not intentionally tried to do a bad job on any of these gigs I've had, so I don't 100% know that for sure, but that's a nice turn. That was a tight turn there. Alright, we're good. Go to the edges there. But yeah, how's things been going? As for game stuff, I do have MLB The Show 22. I have not had a chance to play because I've been doing work all day. Getting ready for the stream, so that's been the main thing keeping me away, but I'll probably start that up tonight here after the stream. See what it's like playing baseball on lawns that are properly managed and mowed and all that. And it'll be fun to play with the new team in Cleveland, Cleveland Guardians. They have a new name that is 50% changed from the old one, but less racism, which is always great in a baseball game. Less racism. There's still some. There's still the Atlanta Braves. And depending on how much the crowd in a Boston Red Sox game that you might consider to be racist, but there you go. Yeah, and that'll be on Game Pass as well. They are selling a weird $50 pack so that you can play the early access version on Xbox, but I don't know what you get other than not paying, like, it's $85 for the cheapest early access bundle. Maybe get some slightly different bonuses. I don't know. But if you're not getting the game, that's too much money. You're not even getting any like DLC expansion packs like Forza Horizon 5 did. It was like, you're gonna pony up that much, might as well just get the game itself. Don't worry about anything else. If you're jonesing to play the game that much, play before the servers go to hell when the Game Pass version is fully launched, like it did last year. Which that was amazing. Playing it on PS5, having it run perfectly fine all weekend, and goes on Game Pass, and everything breaks. I'm hoping they have their servers in better shape this year. They generally do improve on the servers. I imagine it'll probably be a bit bumpy, but who knows. That also goes live on Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday. I think Tuesday's the 5th. Yeah, Saturday's the 2nd, Sunday's the 3rd, Monday's the 4th, yep. Who's going to be at home on a Tuesday to play a baseball game? Oh jeez, this thing's octagonal shaped. What kind of terrible rich person does this kind of crap to a landscaper? Well, since it's nothing fragile, I can just drive over the edges without too much of an issue. So I don't think they had the concept of like potentially scraping it, scratching it, or whatever. Oh, I can just knock this stuff. I didn't realize this was a physics object. All my lawn chairs got knocked over. Can I knock them over? I'm damaging my own vehicle in this process of having. Yep, I knocked one over. Okay, we had fun there. I damaged my vehicle. You can see that one. So you can have a little bit of fun here, but yeah, when you start up a job, it's gonna be like, go pick up all the crap they left in the lawn. Sometimes it is actual dog poop in there, so that's gonna be fun. I think I missed a little bit here. It's like, we are not a dog poop company. We're here to take care of your lawn. There should be a point where you can find the clients on that front. This is how we run business. Every time you make us pick up a toy, that's an extra £5. I don't think that'd be a good fine, like a service charge. But who knows? I have to take a look at what's new with MLB The Show 22 this year. say I'm not 100% sure. I've been my bucket's a little bit about full. It'll probably be fine. If I get close, I'll have to run it back. These jobs take a while, but this is also a pretty big place. Pretty big and complicated, especially. Yeah, I do hope we get some more of these simulation games on the consoles. I would love Power Wash Simulator on any of the consoles. Because I'm assuming that'll hit 1.0 this year. They just put out their 0.8 updates. Edit probably their best new map, the entire game with the subway. And yeah, that's they've been talking about 0.9. That's looking like that'll maybe have the new aim mode, which will let you kind of plant your feet and then aim freely. Our blades have taken a bit of a beating, but as I've said before, the cost to repair that stuff is not substantial. So we're going to turn off and take it back because we're almost full here. So let's get... I wonder if people actually mow like this in this game where you can't see ahead of you at all. So yeah, we need to back up into this thing. What? Towards the grass bag. That's as far as I can reverse it. Oh. Because I'm missing the prompt that I have to hold? No. There. No, that's... I'm in the wrong button. There we go. Not too bad. You ended the contract early. Oh. Yeah, I'm not ending it early. I'm driving it around. Oh, I had the camera off center. Alright, we're doing pretty well. We're at 93. And you get the 99.5. I'm just going to try and finish off this last little drop of grass here. And we can focus on the other part. So is that... That's good. And everything else here. We do a full trip around this thing. Oh, almost hit a flower. There we go. Yeah, I just find this game chill. It's just a fun little experience. Power Wash Sim would be one I would love to come over to the consoles. I don't think that would be in any way an impossible port. I love Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator. The new consoles could easily handle those games. There is a clone of that on the consoles called Truck Driver. I have to do a stream of that at some point. It is not great. It's maybe okay at best, but it's not particularly great. But because it's the only one of those on the at least PlayStation and Xbox. I think there's a couple of games about driving trucks on Switch, but I think they're all mobile ports. So I think they're literally just having you drive a vehicle. How am I messing up these edges? It's like coming at it from this way has me just missing this stuff so easily. There's like a series of just driving games where I think it's just all challenges. No real actual like, oh, you can drive across the country or this city we've made delivering stuff, which is kind of what truck driver is like a pretty big sizable area. That's trying to emulate the feeling of driving around this, where there's like a few cities, I think, with like highways in between, but it's nothing to write home about. I only bought it because I was like morbidly curious and needing any sort of fix. So here where we're at, where it's like, oh, we hit enough, we're leaving. Screw that huge patch, we're not gonna do. Just gonna do donuts on your lawn. Oh, see, I damaged the ground. So I was driving too hard. I need to get the camera under control. It's 32 minutes, so it wasn't too bad. You don't have to do the grass here. There we go. Yeah, and there's this. If I wanted to go and tidy up edges and such, I could do that way, but you don't need to. Show us that patch we missed. Are they not going to show it? Oh, I see it. It's right up there in the middle. You can see it. It's not going to explicitly show it. So there's like the penalties and fines. Collisions. Did they fine me for hitting their chairs? But I only lost like 4.5 pounds, so it's not anything substantial here. And I think we are going to level up our reputation. We're on newcomer rank 3. We unlocked a challenge. Yeah, if you go back to the main menus, there are challenges. Upgrade what? Oh, the home? Okay. We can't technically afford it because I'm going to go over here and do maintenance. Because I bumped my vehicles, we're going to go right under 1,500. Whoopsie, but there's, you can empty your grass there, so if you don't need to do it there the entire time. So yeah, we're just under that upgrade cost, so that is great. I mean, I could go and get a loan. Just give me 2,500. Payback in 10 weeks. I guess we technically have been passing days because it's Thursday the 4th. Is there a calendar anywhere here? I don't think so. So would that do every week? I would get, okay, weekly repayment 350, 40% interest rate. That's literally $1,000 extra for that loan. That is, I'm not going to take a loan just on the principles of it. Let's see. Yeah, we could. Yeah, like I said before, we could purchase, but they're pretty expensive. We could put on ads. I don't know what that does. Do we get more money? Did that open up new jobs? They haven't explained that bit. As far as I I've seen. So yeah, let's take another job. Yeah, this one's the most valuable. That will give us more reputation points. That'll give us the most. Jefferson Garden. Alright, Paddock and Gardens. Okay. We'll just start here. It's 99.5% cut. Requires mulcher or collect. Okay, we got a collector. That's specifically the reason I bought this one, because it's like, oh, I got grass collector. The lawns that frame the piece need your attention. Any damage to the water pool or ground will result in high fines being incurred. I wonder what that means. Recommended cut time 20 minutes. That sounds good. Yeah, load time's pretty fast. Alright. Hurry up, we got 5 objects to find. I've never done this one, so I don't know. I think these items are all in random spots, and I thought I saw one over here. What is it with these simulators and their gnomes? Is this a Valve thing? What is that? I don't know what that was. Oh, lost my ladle. Because Power Wash Simulator has a whole thing with gnomes. In fact, they had to take the gnomes out because it was causing major issues. Because people were shooting them with their power washers. They're just getting to places that it couldn't be accessed, and it caused huge issues with the game. They finally put them back in 0.8, so... Where's the last one? It's gotta be over here? What? Oh. That disappears. Is it over here in the corner? Okay. Alright. That took 1:20. Oh, there's something on here. I can't jump, I don't think. There's some text on there. Is that not in English? Holy crap, look at this car. Why are you paying me? Return valuable to owner. Oh. Hey. I didn't know I could do that. And in your first valuable. He's got this. These are like bond cars or something. Wonder if those license plates translate to something. 4x20 MYT, I don't know. I have to start the vehicle. Turn on the throttle. What are we? 2 to 2 3/8. Alright. This will be pretty reasonable because this is all square. There's no unusual angles here. Alright. As usual, we're going to go around the edges. Set ourselves a decent... Oh, this is where it's going to be jerkish. Because it's on the corners. It's just a box. Okay. Okay, I see. Oh. On the hedges. Well, it's only 99.5%, so I'm hoping the bits we can't get to. What kind of rich person would want this kind of yard design here? That guy's got his own stupid problems there. Oh boy. Yeah, what other games are there? There's House Flipper. Although I've heard not great things about some of their social media stuff, them using uh, memes to promote their game that are questionable at best, racist at worst stuff. And they just announced House Flipper 2. I like that game a lot. I'm not going to support it any further than I have at that rate. But that game is very nice and chill. Alright. Remember I said this would not be a weird job? Because it's a box? That's precisely why it's weird. Alright. Now we're done with the edges, so hopefully that's the end of the issues. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, look at that. I messed up. There we go. Yeah, that's not great edging work, but this guy probably deserves it because he has way more money than he needs. He's only paying us a couple £100 for this work compared to what he's worth. There also is a weird aspect of it. Is like, is there no yard in the other side of this building? Is it all just gravel like this? Like, yeah, that last one, there's most definitely a front yard. But are they just wanting the backyard done? Seems to be the case. It's missing money. We could get double the pay by having a second half of their yard to do. Of course, that would increase the amount of time it takes, but time is money, as rich people say. As we all know, rich people don't get paid way more money for their time than everybody else. Everybody else gets paid a fraction of what they should get paid for the value they bring to their work. — 15%. Is looking fine enough for this. I also have to say, Power Wash Simulator just has a fun little story that's going along as you're doing jobs. This doesn't have any of that. This is pretty straightforward, from what I can tell. Maybe changes. That could happen. But from here, it just seems like you do jobs, you get more money, you repair your mower, you maybe upgrade your bays, you buy new ones, who knows. Yeah, those new HQs are up to £200,000, and we're still getting paid like maybe 500 a job. So I'm curious to see how things evolve as you play more of this. Nice thing though with this PS5 version, I can show you this. They do a pretty good job with the actual tracking stuff of stats. Some of these I don't. There's not really a ton to it, but it's like drive a total of 100 miles or sprint a total of 100 miles, and it's keeping track of that stuff pretty well. there's surprisingly not a ton of PS5 games that use that when they do have perfectly good achievements that are tracking stats. Yeah, if you see my little speedometer there going red, that is because I am going too fast. And so you have a risk of damaging the ground when you're doing that. So if you're trying to do donuts, that's going to be bad for the lawn. You get penalized for it. And this, from what the story we got here, this guy will penalize us severely for damaging things, which luckily there's not much to damage here. I've been curious to see if we have a job where I would actually have to get out the weed whacker for it. Alright, we're at 30%. I'm hitting like little weird bits of the yard where it is sort of taxing things. Okay. I knew that was coming and I still just ran right into it. As again, that's damaging my own mower, so I didn't get a pop-up saying I'll get fined for it, so who knows. Then again, they didn't do that when I ran over the chairs in the last one, so who knows. I'm definitely cutting off some of these corners here. I can see that. I gotta get better at that corner. The corner stuff. And this is a bit easier because it's pretty much an even rectangle. So I'm going by my wheels, but my wheels are not the thing denoting this stuff. Yeah, I'll come back for tidying up here a little bit later. Alright, 40%. Almost halfway done. Oh yeah, American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator would be good ones I would love to see. Those would be dream things. Gets announced for either console, PS4 or PS5 or Xbox Series X and S. I would be joyous with that. So those games are just amazing. And I'd love to have easier versions to kind of get into a little bit. Because, yeah, when I play that on PC, I don't have any wheels set up, but I do have a Steam controller that I use for that. Because I have the turn signals on the back buttons, as well as kind of a customized control setup so that I have, you know, easier time turning on the engine on and off. You know, for when you get to way stations and gas stations and all that. Oh, switching between cameras, because when you get to the destination, depending on how tough you want to make the delivery, you can have a very difficult time backing in to where the loading station is. That's something you can customize there with the Steam controller setup stuff. I think the only thing that'd be a real knock against it is like the radio stuff would be changed or removed. So in there they have customized support for your ability to put your music in a specific folder that it can pull out and do as a station. You can also just straight up add links to internet radio stations. There's already a bunch in there by default, so you get a lot of, especially in Euro Truck Simulator. They might be the same ones in American Truck Simulator, but you get a bunch of foreign stations, French, Russian, German, all that kind of stuff to get you some weird music. Or sometimes just American music with, foreign VJs set up there. It wouldn't be VJs, it'd be DJs, disc jockeys, hosts, whatever. I'm sure people have figured out tons of cool ways to get like podcasts on there as like a radio station. Yeah, those would be fun to see on there. What other simulators do I like that I would like to see on consoles that aren't on there already? I would really have to pull up my Steam library and see what I have on there. Not 100% sure. There are definitely a bunch that are already on the consoles. It just happens to be like 3 of my favorite ones are not. So that's maybe an issue of some sort. Alright, we're gonna figure out how to do this. He's gonna get mad that I ran into his trees. Alright, we're almost to 65%, so making some steady progress here. Like the other genre I love to see more of on consoles is the clicker/idle genre. There's a ton on Steam and PC in general, because there are web browser ones as well that you don't even see on Steam or any of those kinds of services. That'd be fun to see. There are definitely some Clicker Heroes is one that's on at least Xbox and PlayStation. Adventure Capitalist is on PlayStation. It's not a very good port, especially because you see a tab in there for their events, and they've never done an event on consoles. But I got all the trophies out of that one. It's not super hard, it's just time consuming, and there are ways to just go and change the console clock to probably get past some of it. But being a clicker idle game, you do have to do a bunch of resetting, so just skipping time doesn't really mean a ton. And the weird thing about the way that game is designed is that it has 3 different games that are going simultaneously, and honestly there's only like 1 trophy for the second thing that opens up, and the third one gets nothing. So you can go invest into it, but it doesn't benefit you really at all. So there's maybe a little bit of benefit, but Mars doesn't really get you anything in there. Yeah, Click Your Heroes I've been playing on PS4 for years. I have one trophy left in that game to get to, I think, level 3600. And I think I'm getting to 2800 or something. It's a long time investment. I also haven't been checking on it super regularly. So there's probably an element to that is I'm not min-maxing things. I haven't looked up guides or anything for how to do that best. Because the idea of transcensions... Ascension's what you do just to reset but keep all the progress you've made. You just get a certain currency you can use to upgrade things to make your next run a little bit faster and get you a little bit further. The Transcensions resets everything completely. And then you get a special currency that then lets you do that stuff. Like even bigger stat stuff, improvements. But I'd have to go look at a guide just to see like what the process, what would be the best way to do that stuff. Alright, I gotta go drop off the bag. Or else I'm going to risk fines. Alright. Yeah, what other clicker games are there? There's another one, there's a D&D themed one called, I think, Idle Champions of the Realm, something like that. I just pop out to my library here. That's on PlayStation and Xbox, and there's a Switch version as well, which does not run well at all. Yeah, the thing is, though, the graphics may not be necessarily amazing or anything, it's the calculations that it's doing underneath that can be the challenging thing. That can cause issues, so... the Switch version of that just runs poorly. Luckily, it's not a game that requires a high frame rate, so you can get past it just fine. It's one of the things that are like, oh, this maybe should not have happened. What other clickers are there? You could probably count Fallout Shelter if you want. In that, it's an idle game. It's not really a clicker, but it's more of a management thing. I like those console versions better than the PC or mobile version of those games. Because you have like an actual, physical controls for it. And the ability to grab your settlers, whatever your people, is much easier with a controller than a mouse or your finger on the mobile version. But yeah, the main thing with that is all time investment, because you're getting more people in, you're putting them to training to up their stats so that you can put them in at specific places in your shelter. kind of thing. So, you know, I'd say the PlayStation version might be the best one. 'Cause I think it's still available. There's a PlayStation Plus pack. If you have PlayStation Plus, it gets you some extra stuff up front to make your start a little bit easier. The Xbox One is the worst of the consoles because it runs poorly, even with an Xbox Series. I haven't launched it on Xbox Series X. On Series S, it did not run well. With the One X, it did not run well. When you get to the actual places that you explore with your team, it starts screen tearing constantly. Is a wild thing. They've never updated it to fix that issue. It just looks terrible every time I see it. The Switch version does not have any of that. The PlayStation version does not have any of that. It's not endemic to that console version of that game. Just the Xbox One version. That means when I get done with here, I'm gonna launch that on my Series S and see, or Series X, and see what the heck that looks like. Alright. We're making progress. We're almost at 95%. What else is on the clicker front? There's another one on the Switch. There's some smaller clickers on the Switch they're just not great. Then I would say they're probably PC versions, but they're games that nobody should try unless you can. And they're like paid too, I think. So that's an issue. Most clickers are free to play because they'll sell you currency to help make things a bit quicker. If you want. And yeah, there's the other ones on the Switch that I can think of, but I don't know off the top of my head. They're paid, you can get them on sale. Though now, the way that Nintendo does sales on the Switch, they're $2 instead of being like 99 cents or 10 cents or whatever they were putting them on sale for before. So that's kind of the thing there. I should do a video of some of those clickers. And I've been thinking about doing a series on my personal YouTube channel, just a ranking of clickers. Because there's a bunch of them out there, especially if you play them on Steam and whatnots, that are... Some are good, some are not. We had the other one on Switch that's free to play. It's called Crush Crush. It's also on Steam. It is a clicker dating sim. Like on Steam, you could also attach the tag hentai to it a little bit, because I think there is a bit of DLC to make the girls have some nudity. Not like nudity all the time. I think there are messages you get from the girls, DMs. That can have nudity to them. What's that mean? Oh. Change cutting blades. What? I just go. Let's see if he liked it or if we got fined a bunch. It looks pretty good. Don't look at those edges, though. We did pretty good around the trees and all that. Alright. 11's pretty big. That's the most I've ever been fined in this, but we leveled up to newcomer rank 5. I don't... Okay, credible rank will be the next one. Sure. Let's fix our vehicle up a bit. As from running full speed into that thing. Empty that out. So we can upgrade our HQ, so that's pretty good. We get an additional bay. Oh, it's upgrading, so it's not going to be available, I assume, until the next day. And go back and edit the company or my driver here. I think we'll be fine here. More gardens. So yeah, from what I found out, I think in the UK and British people, the way British people talk, their yards they call gardens, which is why everything is labeled gardens. I mean, except for this is a paddock. This one's complex. 3.5 stars. Man, that seems a lot. But let's how much money do we need for a new one? Ooh, this is a lot. Okay. This seems like the next upgrade. I guess I must already have all the attachments I could get for this. I'm curious to get a new one. Let's see what that does. And so what is this? 9.9 horsepower, 5.5, 1 5/8 tank, gallon tank, rear wheel drive. Okay. These all seem to be seated, from what I can tell. Are this? This is a standing one, I think. Yeah, that's standing. You stand on that side, drive this around. Okay. I thought all of these were sitting. This is like a super high-powered one. Look at that. It's got a big bar in there for some reason. I assume you can attach stuff to it. This one, it has this whole scary thing on the front of it. The OFT or out front tractor, top of the range vehicle, putting the company's decades of knowledge together. Yeah, just in case you don't know any of these brands. Toro, I think, is one that's here in the US. These are probably all in here in the US in some form or another, but Toro's the one I know of. There's no John Deere or anything like that, so that's kind of the one knock there that I have. My knocks are maybe not ones they should care about. Can I not see any of the DLC? This is telling me like activity stuff. This is using all this stuff pretty well, from what it seems. Earn the company RP title of credible, say more than 2 hours. Can I go? You can see I was playing Clicker Heroes. Go to the game hub. Yeah, it's probably down here. Or maybe not. View product. You get PS5 and PS4 version with this. Oh, they don't have it. Okay. They don't have any of the DLC. Hmm. They mentioned upgrades. No. Maybe these starter ones do not. But yeah, they do. Back to game. I'll show you here. Trophy tracker. There are trophy packs already for those things. Dino Safari is the Jurassic Park one. You know, they make very explicit references, except for that one. They can't put Welcome to Jurassic Park because for obvious reasons. This is just for find the valuables. Okay. I don't want to spoil that one. This one's Ancient Britain. With Ancient Britain career contracts with the Night Mower. Aurochs Hill, Druid Tor, the World's Stones. I assume that's gonna be like oh, how did I drop that? Stonehenge. I assume that's what the World Stones means. That's what that looks like. That's on that a little bit of art there. So, who knows? Who knows? Let's get to our next one here. The Paddock. Okay, the paddock grass at Old Nook Cottage has grown to wild heights. Any owners have been away. The long grass may mean you need to either cut slowly or do multiple passes at different heights. Okay. That'll be interesting to try out. So this grass can be up to about a foot tall. Wow. Let's try that out. See how that goes. Because that is pretty tall. The shoes are probably maybe a foot tall at most. Well, that's in the game. Thought there was some weird screeching noise. Oh, that is pretty tall. That's kind of flowing pretty well. 7 objects. Oh, there's an old one sitting here. Let's use that thing. Oh, it's like a stick. Okay. It's 3. This is just one of those noise makers that sounds like a cow mooing. Stick. There's one. That's just about a pup just standing upright in the field. That's like a farm. Okay. Because this is feed. Must have something here. Chickens? That's what that looks like. A coop or something? Or is that for cows or something? This is the poop spot. I don't know. That'd take us too long. That's a nice car. I should probably take pictures of these vehicles and their license plates. Because I assume they mean something. Also, they just got bricks sitting over here. Are there valuables in every spot? Is that something I should be paying attention to? Oh, this is the other part. Okay, we did this earlier. This looks like crap now. We might have traveled in time. Because who knows? We don't have a license plate because we're dangerous like that. I don't know. What time is it? Okay. Got about another 30 minutes or so. We might finish this job and then be done. Okay. I know I'm not doing it the right height. What's the 2 3/4 to 3 1/8? Which that's as low as it can, or as high as it can be, so. Okay. I see what the complexity is, and that there's like multiple objects in the middle of the grass, like this. I'm guessing we're not to do the wheat or whatever that is. But who knows? Who knows? Not me. But yeah, this would not be counting for Game of the Year because it came out last year on PC and Xbox. Or Xbox might have been... No, I think Xbox was late last year. Maybe it was early this year. I don't know. Time doesn't mean anything anymore. My ability to tell you when things happened or didn't happen is a little spotty at times now. Pandemic has taken that away from me. I have to say, for how long this grass is, it waves pretty well. Oh. Hit a little weird spot there, but we'll be okay. As a rear-wheel drive vehicle, so it means the engine and all the power is in the rear axle, the rear wheels. Our front wheels are only to direct us, but everything about the way you drive it is based on the rear wheels. I learned that from Gran Turismo 7. They explained some of that stuff pretty well there. So that's a fun part of that game. This doesn't look as good as that, but environmental detail, this has got some good stuff going on here. So I guess it'll explain why maybe you're only getting certain parts of the place mode, but even then, that's a bit of a weird thing still. Of like, oh, we only want the backyard mode today. You know, it don't matter if both yards are uneven or not. So I assume this is a thing that would get penalized for damaging. Yeah, I'm overloading the engine. That's probably the thing, though. I probably do not have any sort of cruise control, do I? So I'll have to set like, stay at like 4.5 miles an hour. But who knows? Oh yeah, what are we talking about? We're talking about clickers. Yeah, Crush Crush on the Switch is like pseudo hentai, but they don't have any of the nudity DLC, so you don't have to worry about that. If you are worried about that sort of thing. The rest of the game is not bad. The weird thing, so I played a decent bit of it on the PC and mobile. It's also on mobile. They have a sequel called Blush Blush that is all boys. So if you want some good looking boys, there you go. That one they made, so Crush Crush can be easily, I don't know, maxed out, I guess is the way to describe it. So essentially, the main crux of the game is that you get these time blocks that you get by completing achievements, generally by hitting milestones in your dating or relationship with these girls. And as you get those time blocks, you can invest that time into hobbies, which upgrades your ability to earn hearts when talking to the girls, which is a form of currency. There's also money, so there's jobs that you can also invest that time into. Those jobs have levels in themselves until they max out. And obviously there are some jobs that pay out higher than others. But the different levels of the girls have requirements to them. There might be things like, oh, you need to be at this in this job. And also this hobby has to be at this level, kind of thing. And usually there are unlocks for different jobs and girls for different levels of hobbies. But also gifts and dates you go on to with those things, which is a whole weird aspect of it, but that's just more forms of currency and stuff. But yeah, when you reset in Crush, you get this like reset bonus that governs how fast things progress and how much money you get out of things. But there's a max reset bonus. So once you hit that max reset bonus, you never have to reset again because you're going as fast as you will ever go in that. That's real easy to hit in the mobile version because you can get, as in a lot of mobile games, you can watch ads for multipliers and get these gems, which you can use gems to boost your hobbies and jobs. And those go, I think, 10 times faster, something like that. But with those gems, you can, if you get enough of them, you can just buy multipliers that persist from job to job, from reset to reset outright. That can make things go a lot faster there. So there's a lot of ways to kind of max it out, and once you hit that reset bonus, there's number point never resetting again. So all the requirements from there on out for jobs and all that, it's just a matter of waiting. I still don't know if that's the thing I should be mowing over or not. The thing that's sitting next to that other mower. So I think I ran over something there, but I don't know if that's bad or not. I didn't get a notice. I don't know. But yeah, that Crush Crush game is not bad. But once you get to that point, it's not. It's just a matter of keeping the time going, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, they did make a sequel called Blush Blush with boys instead of girls. A bunch of cute looking boys, if that's your thing. That one's a bit different. They made it so that there is no sort of max reset bonus to it. It's not as easily exploitable, and it kind of makes it worse because it's just more tedious. So with the girls, you're done, doing things for a girl when you hit lover status. They just have nothing else to do for you to do with them. But on Blush Blush, once you hit that, then you can hit, lover plus one, lover plus two, so on and so forth. And there are achievements for, getting, I think like every 10 levels. So yeah, there's, jeez. This tree makes it hard to see what I am doing here. And I just mangled whatever I was doing here. So we're gonna go drop this grass off. So yeah, Blush Blush has a lot less boys to romance versus girls in Crush Crush. Crush Crush also has daily login stuff, like little challenge things. It's just a matter of putting some time bars on it to do things. It you get, maybe X amount of time of progress on jobs or hobbies, plus, a gem. Usually there's like a special amount or a special part of a week where you get like 8 hours of job progress plus 3 gems, something weird like that. So yeah, the rewards you get out of that, sometimes it's new characters, it can be special outfits. Like I have like holiday outfits for some of the girls for different holidays. Like Christmas or Halloween or stuff like that. Yeah, because the game is the way it is. There are lots of weird girls. One of the default ones is a bear. And then when you get her to lover status, she becomes like a sexy bear girl, I guess. There's a cat girl. There's a Hatsune Miku equivalent that then turns into a real girl. There's like future girls. There's punk girls. There's any kind of girls you think of. There's probably one of them represented in that game, which is fine. They all seem nice. I don't play it for the sexy parts. I play it because it's a pretty decent, like, idle clicker kind of game. I'm surprised I don't have damage to my vehicle just bumping into that thing. I got damage to my blade, but that's not really saying much here. Alright. Let's deal with this tree, finally. Alright. That's mostly dealt with. Problem is finding a way to cut this off to the so that I can probably get the rest of this done. I got that answered a question there. I was wondering if I could reverse to avoid the overload issues, but no. This might be one that behooves you not to try to maximize the amount you're cutting at any time. As far as like the rows that you're trying to cut. Yeah, blush, there are more levels for each of the boys, so it's a little more tedious and all that. I got the mobile version. It's just not as compelling as Crush. I've still been jumping in from time to time. The problem with the mobile version is that every time I launch it, it tells me, oh, here's all the achievements you unlocked. There must be a bug, because it's annoying. And it's covering up the buttons that I want to hit when I start that game. That's definitely an issue. Alright. We're making good progress here. 67%. We're 2/3 of the way done. We got past some of the obstacles here and some of the things that cause us to slow down a bit. Alright, 69%. Nice. I was trying to figure out if I should stream MLB The Show 22, and I don't know. Because I have to figure out what is new. If that's something I can show off. Because a good bit of the new stuff usually is in the Diamond Dynasty, which is a mode that I like because it is essentially a card collecting mode with a lot of the multiplayer stuff focused there. The multiplayer is fine. I prefer the 3-inning multiplayer stuff. But the card collecting is kind of the more interesting part of it. Because I have a sizable baseball card collection from my childhood, which I like a lot. It's a lot of fun. Every time I was like, oh, I need to reorganize this whole thing because I got new cards. And would just spend time reorganizing it. That was a fun part of it. And also like the marketplace where I can sell cards that I get. Especially right now, this would be the perfect time to be doing it because there are less cards out there. So the better players that I maybe don't need could fetch me a lot of money. Or stubs, as is in that game. I wonder if I've deleted MLB The Show 21 off my hard drive to make room for 22. I don't know. I have done the storage expansion on the PS5, so I do have some extra space that way. I have a essentially like 1.6 gigs essentially, or terabytes on here. So the PS5 is at 800, which I think you're at about 600 total. My Series X, I have the 1 terabyte expansion. That would then be about 1.8 terabytes, I think, with the actual usable part. A Series S, it was way worse. So that's about 330 gigs you have of the 500. What I'm saying is I got a pretty decent amount of storage space. Though downloading everything I could, I still don't have enough room for it. Oh, that was a bad turn there. Alright, 84%. Let's get this tree taken care of. This is a good camera angle right here. You can see that these trees, maybe not the most well-designed things, but they're trees. Trees are weird. Yeah, since trees are living objects, they have very weird ways that they grow, so I would bet any way that you design a tree, there's probably been some tree out there in the world that has grown to look like that. That wasn't specifically set up to try to grow it like a weird way. And also not any tree in a game, because there are plenty of bad looking trees in games. You know, alien looking trees, all that kind of stuff. We're getting there, almost to 90%. We'll be at 90% pretty soon. Should I deal with this now? I guess I can. Let's get us to 90 here. And what other simulators are there that are good on PC? That'd be good to see on console. One I've been playing lately has been Treasure Hunting Simulator, which would definitely work on a console. It's not a super complicated game. You're essentially walking around these areas with a metal detector. There's a bit of story there where your uncle, who has been knighted, so they call him Sir. This is all British. Again, I'm guessing a lot of these games get made by British and European devs, depending on the subject matter. But part of his inheritance requires you to do this treasure hunting stuff for some reason. So you get these gigs that some of which are tied to the inheritance, some are just, we're here, you doing stuff. Why don't you go take some pictures for us? Or find this very specific object at this general location. And they send you pictures in these areas of these to tell you like where to look. It's an alright game. It's got a little bit of chill stuff there. The neat thing is I think the amount of stuff that is in a map is randomized, I think, when you start a new campaign. So there's an element of it that is like, oh, this walkthroughs for this game are useless. I'm curious how randomized it is, because there's a gig where I need to go take pictures of these specific flowers on this one map, and I could not find this. It's been 3 flowers at a time when it asks you this, and I could not find 2 of them. I went over the map a bunch of times, and it took me a while to find the second. It has a castle on this map, so it happened to be hidden in there, and then the third took me a while longer, just obsessively looking around, and I eventually found it. I don't think it was in the castle. Like, I figured out it wasn't in the castle. It was sort of hidden in these woods nearby. Sort of nearby, I guess. So who knows? Yeah, they do have you find, like, legendary treasure. I don't think it's actual legendary treasure, like, things that people would know of. But it's, like, treasure of such high quality that your character just keeps it in their office. They just have an office that's... And by office, I mean like a super rich person, like, study. Alright, we're at 2% short. Well, I need a... Okay, we got some... Right around this trough area. I think this will be... What? I didn't damage anything. They literally feed barnyard animals here. I'm not doing anything to their property that their animals wouldn't do. Okay. This should be the last of it I have to do. Really? Wow. I guess I do have some more here. It doesn't highlight that as like a thing I should do. There we go. We did it. We hit the magical number. Oh, my back's a little sore. Despite me having this chair behind me, I'm not having me leaning back. Oh, I'm not paying attention. If I could pull this chair up a little bit closer, I could have the same viewpoints. Alright, we're good. That's not bad. £8 just for crashing into things. Oh, we only work the weekdays. That's good. It's good work-life balance. We also do 30 minutes of work a day. So, but yeah, we made almost 2,900 pounds. Let's see. We had over 38 pounds in penalties. Yeah, our vehicle purchase and our upgrade are the other things in red, other than maintenance. But I'm not gonna count maintenance as like a major expense. It's literally less than the penalties. So we're technically in the red for where we started, but we also started, buying a vehicle, buying a weed whacker, and upgrading our building. So ultimately, those things are for the good. Still upgrading. I wish you would tell me what that means, how long it's going to take. The Davies Garden. That one's a lot more than the others. Oh, that's that guy again? What's up? House features a piece by the illustrious modern artist Michael Davies. Surrounding lawn requires a general cut with mulcher collector. If you're careful not to damage the installations and ground, or high fines will be incurred. 60 Coville Street needs the rear garden and front lawn cutting. Take care when driving around the tight plot so as not to hit anything or damage the flower beds. They literally do not penalize you much on running into things. Let's see, our need of general cut. Surrounding flower beds are quite intricate in design and much loved by the owners, so take care not to damage them. That's a small area. Okay. That's pretty good pay for a supposedly small area. Does it tell me how? I wish it told you the square footage you're doing here. Yeah, that would be a nice bit of information. It's saying 27 minutes. It's 21, 29. Okay, so I'm not going to inundate you with any more of this because it's been about 2 hours now. It's about as much as I can take right now, but I will let you all go. I hope you have a good weekend ahead. We'll be streaming Saturday afternoon around 2, I think. I'll be streaming, maybe streaming Sunday. I have not been streaming on Sundays of late, just because I have a lot of things going on. So that might not be something that's in the cards, but I'll figure that out. But what? My phone's under here, charging. I'm trying to look at my schedule here. See what time I should be available. Well, I'm off Monday. I might do a stream on Monday, but I'm also going to be working on podcasts. That may not be in the cards. Tuesday I could stream. Thursday and Friday I should be able to stream. So I might be doing some more work. Streaming work, I mean. I'll have the weekend off. Yeah, the Tuesday after that I might be able to work. Same with the, not Thursday. Definitely not Thursday. We'll see. things will change. We'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Hope you have a good weekend here. Hopefully your weather gets better than we do here in Ohio. Northeast Ohio, at least. We are near Lake Erie. And so if you're within a certain amount of range of that, your weather changes as often as they feel like. Yeah, right now it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's going to be, I think, a high about 50 or so, so that's pretty decent. That's much higher than it was today. Like, a high was like in the 40s. Why is it saying I'm in a different area than I'm actually in? Oh, this is stupid. We got some rain coming up here next week. It's not great. So that's what we're doing. Temperatures will be warmer. Might hit in the 60s a couple days there. It's up and down. It's literally like up and then back down. I know that doesn't show up on the camera at all, but it's up and down. But yeah, that's it. Thank you, everybody. Hope you have a good weekend. Hope you have some good weather. If you do, you might end up having to mow a lawn. But if not, or if you want to have a more chill version of mowing a lawn, mowing lawns can be chill. It depends. Probably depends if it's a lawn that you own, or if it's one that belongs to parents and it is a chore. That's probably changes things a bit. Belongs to parents or grandparents or aunts, uncles, whatever relation, neighbors, any of that stuff can make mowing lawns not great, but who knows. But yeah, thank you. Hope you have a good one. See you all next time.